In today's Halloween special, I decided to make the Hounds of Tindalos, which was pretty tricky because there's basically no description of these things, apart from the fact that they might be blue. Because there's basically no description of this creature, my main design idea was to extract the essential elements of the dog and rearrange them into a much stranger form, starting with the head. Since most of the dogs that I met had a head, I thought this creature should have one too. But unlike most of the dogs I met, I thought it would be fun to give this creature not one, not two, but 3 different noses. Because the idea of these creatures is that they can sniff you out wherever in time and space you may be. And when they find you, they're going to need a lovely little set of chompers to tear you to shreds with. Now for these creatures, I decided not to use pre-baked teeth because they'd be way too small and finicky to deal with, and decided to sculpt them instead, making sure to emphasize those canines. With the teeth done, I thought that the hound's head was exactly one strange detail away from being complete, so I decided to give it some extra pointed cheekbones. But because the last Lovecraftian monster I made was an eyeless horror, I was contractually obliged to give this creature some peepers. Now that the hound's hexacular head was complete, I began making its body, and attached the head to the armature before wondering what kind of detail I'd sculpt on the neck. Because the hounds are meant to be extra-dimensional entities, I kind of imagined they'd extrude themselves through reality and be made up of these repeating patterns, which is basically a fancy way of explaining why I decided to sculpt the same thing over and over again. So I made up for the repetition by adding some more detail to the body segments. For whatever reason, I decided to record roughly 1 trillion minutes of me sculpting the body, so I'll take this opportunity to thank the 1,036 of you who chose to subscribe. It really means a lot to see how many people enjoy my work, and my only goal is to continue to entertain you guys. But that's enough of the emotional sappy stuff for now, because I still gotta figure out what the heck is going on with this thing's back half. And although these may look like the typical tendrils of an elder thing, I was thinking of them more like a cartoon smear frame. But even with that smeary detail added, this pup was still unfit for the Paw Patrol. So I gave him these weird little triangle feet because I thought they looked quite interesting, and I wanted to avoid the overdone long lanky fingers, apart from with the back legs where I stretched them to match the smear. And now, the only thing left to make was a lovely lashing tongue.